Welcome to Contemporary Retirement. Contemporary Retirement is a public interest program focused on the retirement community. Every program has segments on legal, financial, and health issues affecting the retirement community. Contemporary Retirement is sponsored in part by a major grant from the Family Heritage Trust Company.
Contemporary Retirement is sponsored by Family Heritage Trust Company. The Family Heritage Trust Company is an independent bank chartered trust company established by local professionals to provide fiduciary services including fee-based investment advice, trust services, retirement planning, and tax planning. The Family Heritage Trust Company is committed to client service in our communities. For more information, call the Family Heritage Trust Company at 301-631-5900.
Contemporary Retirement is sponsored in part by a grant from R. Thomas Murphy & Associates, P.C. R. Thomas Murphy & Associates is one of Franklin County's leading law firms, emphasizing estate, trust, elder law, and medical assistance planning.
Welcome to the Is It Legal feature on Contemporary Retirement. Is It Legal focuses on the legal issues affecting the retirement community. With me today is Tom Murphy from the R. Thomas Murphy Law Firm with offices in Waynesboro, Chambersburg, and McConnellsburg. Welcome to the show, Tom.
Good morning.
Tom, we've spent the last several weeks talking about powers of attorney, and I want to re-emphasize, if a person has a pre-2010 power of attorney in Maryland, including mine, it needs to be redone if the person has capacity, because that was the trigger date when Maryland adopted a statutory power of attorney that financial institutions must take. Pennsylvania's been in that evolutionary process for some time now.
Yeah, and in 2015 they enacted a new statute with 7 new chapters, so that's usually the drop dead date. The prior power attorneys are still valid, but they're missing things, and as we've talked before, when the bank, broker, whoever doesn't see that current language, they get all confused. So it's better just to update it and make it right.
We can live with the old ones. We used to have to threaten lawsuits to get them to take the old ones. We can still do that. But having to have your lawyer engaged in order to use the power of attorney is not an efficient use of resources.
Exactly. You don't want to do battle where other issues are more important, medically or otherwise. So we just want cooperation. And so this paperwork, if done properly, leads to that in most cases.
And one of the things that's an unfortunate irony of this is that if somebody came in, they were charged with an automobile accident or speeding or a divorce, we're not taking that case. And yet, ironically, we see general practitioner lawyers or lawyers in other areas of specialization will write documents thinking that they work for elder law, and they just simply do not work.
Yeah, and it's frustrating for folks who focus on it because it makes our job harder and it endangers the well-being of our clients.
And the assumption is that every lawyer is the same. That's how the public perceives it. But in reality, that's not a valid assumption. In fact, we encourage clients or people watching this program, if they want to get the first filter on determining whether or not that person is in fact a qualified elder law attorney, what's the filter?
Well, normally we want to make sure that attorney is a member of the National Academy of Elder Law Attorneys.
National Academy of Elder Law Attorneys.
NAELA. So that's the starting point, just to see if they are even in the club, basically.
Yeah, because I've never seen a high-quality elder law attorney, in my opinion, that isn't a member of that organization.
Right.
Then, within that organization, there's a subset.
Absolutely, and the best of the best are certified elder law attorneys who have been certified through a national organization, a National Elder Law Foundation, and it requires lots of experience and rigorous testing and an ongoing experience in caseload to keep that high level.
And so a person sees that, they're going to be assured that they're getting somebody that has a great deal of experience in this area.
That's what I look for when I'm making a referral out of state.
And I oftentimes look at this and say, I wouldn't handle a divorce case on a bed or an automobile. I just wouldn't do it. I mean, just totally unqualified. And yet we see attorneys that are not disciplined enough to say they really don't understand this material.
Exactly. The world is a very sophisticated and complicated place. We do what we do because this is what we love and we're good at it. We're not good divorce attorneys. We're not good bankruptcy, and we know that. So,
right. Well, and I think one of the great questions you can ask, because in Maryland, a person's allowed to say they're an elder law attorney even when they've never done a Medicaid case. And I think one of the great questions you should be asking is, how many Medicaid cases have you handled in the last 3 years?
It's an excellent point. You actually do this stuff from beginning to end. If you write a will and a power of attorney, it doesn't make you an elder law attorney. What are you doing in the long-term care world? How are you doing estate planning? How are you dealing with death and nursing home issues? It's all part of the package.
You know, I want to be an orthopedist's first knee replacement.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I don't want them operating me when I'm in the nursing home.
Yeah, so the reality is that it's really crucial. It's crucial that you pay attention to these documents. Old documents need to be updated, and they need to be updated to be certain that they have gifting language, that the language matches the people's actual names, which oftentimes have changed over the course of a lifetime. Then also in recently married, late in life marriage couples, we might also put formerly known as.
Exactly.
Because they may have a piece of real estate that's not in their married name.
Exactly. These are all important things to give people a lot of safety and security, and that's what we want.
Tom, as always, thanks for taking time to appear on the program.
You're welcome.
More from Contemporary Retirement after these messages.
Few things in life are as important as family. Leave your insurance orders to us. Write Gardner. Call or visit our website to learn how we can make insurance simple and more affordable.
Every life that meets its end leaves a heart for love to mend. Sister, brother, family, friends are left to carry on. When the loss seems more than you can bear, it's nice to know that we'll be there at Douglas A. Fiery Funeral Home. We care.
Call Ed Lowe to help put your mind at ease.
Welcome to a special guest feature on Contemporary Retirement. This segment focuses on various issues which are of importance to the retirement community. With me today is Matt Hurley from Matthew Hurley Auctions. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Hi, Mike.
You know, Matt, we always have a lot of fun when you're on the show because, you know, one of the great challenges that we have in terms of dealing with the retirement community, unfortunately the recently deceased community, is the need to break down their houses as they either downsize or perhaps when they pass.
Yeah, we deal with it every day. In fact, today we'll talk about that some, especially when people are out of the area. You know, the families in California, the families in North Carolina, it can be a challenge.
And we oftentimes find that when estates get stalled or disposition of the house gets stalled, it's because it's not just the house, it's all the stuff in there, and the family cannot figure out what to do with it.
They don't even know where to start.
And one of the great challenges that we have is that what was hot many years ago is not hot today. These millennials don't care about some of the stuff that I would have cared about. And as a result of which the buying patterns have changed, and a lot of people think things have value that don't have value, and other things that are now valuable that people would not have thought had any value.
That's our biggest challenge, Mike, is because they try to help and they throw away all the good stuff before we get there.
And so what rule number one is?
Don't throw anything away.
And you know, I've had you go in a house that people cannot believe, 5,000 square feet, stuffed to the gills, you know, and the reality is, you know, we got that house dealt with in a matter of a week, you know, whereas if the family tried to do it, it would have been years trying to do it. Get some help. Most of the time people have no idea, and I say there's four piles. There's personal piles, there's trash, might have value to goodwill, but no monetary value, and then there's monetary value. Most people have no idea where it goes, which pocket it goes into.
Yeah.
And what appears to be personal items, photo albums, ought to be sold.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we have some items here. I just love this. Now, this is the Hummel. Everybody loves the Hummel. We'll see if cameraman Clint, here we go. Now, these things obviously had some significant value in the past. What about today?
Well, today they're worth probably about 20% of what they were 25 years ago. And so everything I brought today is out of one house to kind of show you the variety of the good and the bad, the valuable, but they now bring anywhere from $15 to $30 for your average Hummel.
All right, so we've got this pretty blue bowl here.
And that's about it. It's pretty blue bowl. It's opalescent and it's beautiful, but it used to be really desirable and now it's less and less desirable and brings less than it did 20 years ago.
All right, now I have a vase here. Looks like it has nothing in it.
This is just, Mike, you just don't find them like this. This is as good as they get. This, you know, without this stamp, if we can see the stamp on there, it says John Bell. Without that, it's a $10 or $20 crock. But with that, it now becomes a $300 or $400 crock, all because of the name. And so this is one that 10 years ago would have been worth twice what it is today. Still valuable, but not as valuable as it was.
Not as valuable.
Yeah.
Now over here, this is a beautiful plate, and it's an old plate as
Mike,
well.
this has survived 106 years. And it's like the day they got it. It's an advertising piece from Chambersburg, but if you look on the airplane, it's 1912. It's in perfect condition. The problem is, no one remembers this guy. And so, 25 years ago, they'd say, I remember my grandfather went to him, or my grandmother went to him, but now no one remembers.
I love pretty bowls. I just think they're beautiful.
Now, this is nice, and this is what makes it more valuable. If you turn it over, Mike, is on the back, there's a RS Red Star. And that's what makes this one valuable. But again, not near as valuable as it was.
So the plate would have been estimated value on it?
The plate, that's a good one. It might bring $30 or $40.
How about the bowl?
Well, a nest of bowls like that could bring $100. I have a whole set. It's a berry set.
Now, I know this thing can't be worth anything.
Now we're in the good stuff.
Now we're in the good stuff. The Pyrex with a lid.
I brought this along because this is the stuff people throw away. It's Mom's dishes she used. It's what she baked in. This is what's selling. This is what the millennials want. This is the hot stuff. And so the Pyrex bowls now bring crazy, crazy prices.
So what might that look like?
Well, a stack of those in a cupboard might bring $30, $40, $50, $60.
Don't throw them away.
Don't throw them away. It all adds up.
Now this thing here, I have one of these that I use for my kid's dog when they show up at my house uninvited.
This is your jadeite bowl. This is the stuff that's hot right now.
Right.
And so any of that kitchen collectible, they like to decorate with it. And so they may not use it, but they're going to decorate with it.
All right. And Grandma didn't get around to using
this is
one.
funny, Mike. This basement of this house we're doing had about 300 of these, and they were full of fruit. And the representative for the family said, throw them away. And I said, just wait. So we hired 2 young teenagers to come in and empty them, and they might bring $3 to $5 a piece. If there's 300 of them, that's $500 to $1,000 that was going to go in the dumpster.
Yeah, the old Eric.
And those teenagers cleaned them out in about 3 hours. Right. So, it was worth it.
All right, now we have a couple pieces here. So this is a...
these are actually my favorite. Okay. I have a lot of favorites.
Right.
But
we all do.
These are my favorites because yesterday I had a phone call from a man in North Carolina. He said, hey, I'm cleaning out Mom's house. I don't have time to mess with it. Should I throw away everything in the linen closet? I said, no, don't throw it away. This vintage towels, vintage tablecloths, they're going crazy. A stack of these could bring $100. And so that linen closet in the hallway or in the bathroom, do not throw it away. Let us look at it. And so could do very well.
All right, so Matt, you have a website. You help people address that stuff there?
We do. It's simple. HurleyAuctions.com.
And your phone number?
717-597-9100.
As always, lots of fun, Matt.
Thanks. Good to be here.
More from Contemporary Retirement after these messages.
Tranquility at Fredericktown Assisted Living and Memory Care provides a warm, home-like atmosphere that promotes daily life enrichment. At Tranquility, our medical director is a geriatric physician. Our professionals support and understand the various stages associated with Alzheimer's and dementia. We have on-site physical, occupational, and speech therapists, as well as around-the-clock licensed nurses. For more information, give Tranquility at Fredericktown a call today, because everyone deserves great care. Let us do the caregiving so you and your loved one can embrace life again.
Dad, there's the big one. There's the big one. Just wait. There's the monster. Just one more bid on HurleyAuctions.com. I got it.
If you haven't visited HurleyAuctions.com, you don't know what you're missing. Whether you're buying or selling, antique cars, tractors, boats, or real estate, you can do it all at HurleyAuctions.com.
Get to know Dr. Carrie Hesley at Diagnostic Imaging Services.
What I find most rewarding is caring for women through our Women's Imaging Center. We have a caring staff that will ease patients through an ultrasound, bone densitometry, breast biopsy, or mammogram. Our health team is sensitive to emotions involved in women's imaging and understands that every woman is at risk for breast cancer. Providing the community with a center that is so dedicated to breast health and the imaging needs of women is something special.
DIS Women's Imaging Center, providing women with progressive care.
Welcome to Contemporary Health Scene. Contemporary Health Scene focuses on the health issues affecting the retirement community. With me today is Lindsay Kelly, respiratory therapist equipped for life. Welcome to the show, Lindsay.
Good morning.
First of all, what's a respiratory therapist?
Respiratory therapist is I'm a therapist that helps with your breathing. So I do as far as CPAP machines all the way up to nebulizer treatments, working with babies, anything dealing with your breathing.
All right, we're well aware that that there's a lot of issues associated with sleep apnea and a bunch of bad things that occur as a result of sleep deprivation.
Oh yes, it is very detrimental to your health.
Such as?
Such as short term, you can be very tired, feeling fatigued, not wanting or wanting to take naps during the day. It's very harmful to your driving. You can start falling asleep while you're driving behind the wheel. And then long term for your health, it affects your heart, it increases your risk of stroke.
Also, it creates a problem with diet because oftentimes people are trying to compensate from being tired by trying to eat more food in order to keep going.
Correct. Obesity is a big cause for sleep apnea. Increases your neck size, causes the obstruction. So weight also, it also helps diabetes. It can cause that long term.
And so it's just the consequences of not getting appropriate rest is oftentimes very detrimental to a person's health.
Oh yes, you think you're getting a good night's sleep, but then once you actually are on CPAP and you are feeling better and your sleep apnea is treated, then you realize you really weren't getting a good night's sleep and you see how it affects your health. And
then oftentimes people that are struggling with that have periods of time where they actually stop breathing during the night.
Oh yeah, it can be very scary, especially for your bed partner. They'll notice that you're not breathing, have those apneas, or start gasping for air because you stop breathing, or the snoring.
And of course you can do studies and so forth that establish the absolute necessity for you need to treat that.
Right, you see your doctor, let them know your symptoms, tired, fatigue, all that good stuff, and then they'll send you for a sleep study, and ultimately the sleep study will determine how many times you stop breathing per hour and then diagnose you with the sleep apnea.
And of course many times your partner could diagnose you without the need for a doctor.
Correct, right away. They're usually the first ones that's going to tell you, hey, you need to get checked out, you're stop breathing at night.
All right, so when I first started doing this show 20 years ago, we would have these machines on there, and they were monsters. Big, huge things about next to the bed, big, huge mass, but these things have gotten much smaller, much easier to use.
Oh yes, in the old days they were huge. They took up the whole table next to you, they were loud and noisy, and now as technology's come a long way, they're getting more smaller, compact. They're even as small as a soda can nowadays.
And then some of them, you know, the mask itself, it depends on the nature of the affliction that you have as to how big that mask might need to be.
Right. We have 3 different types of masks. We have the pillow mask, which are little prongs that go up inside your nose. We have the nasal one that just circles your nose, and then ultimately the full face. But as technology again has gotten better, the full face isn't drastic, covering your whole mouth, your whole face. It's now when smaller.
So what we can see here is that this is a much smaller unit, which would be essentially a full unit today, as opposed to the ones that we had 20 years ago that were monstrous.
Correct. This is considered a full face mask, covers your nose and your mouth, but as you can see, it's a lot smaller than those ones that covered your eyes and all that before.
Very soft, fits very nicely. And then the machine, so it's got a fair amount of room to it, so it'll allow you to turn and so forth without any issues.
Yeah, but it comes with 6-foot tubing. You can even get up to 10 foot. There's a swivel here on the mask, so it makes it a lot more easy to use. If you toss and turn at night or sleep on your side, you've got plenty of room.
All right, and then of course, you know, one of the issues that arises is that these things need to be kept clean. So there's, you know, it used to be kind of a pain in the neck, but now we have a machine here that is almost the equivalent of like a dishwasher for dishes. And what does it do?
So the SoClean machine will clean your CPAP supplies. It will sanitize it. Basically, when you're done using CPAP in the morning, you just throw it in that machine, push the button, and like you said, as a dishwasher, it will clean and sanitize all your CPAP supplies. It's very important. You don't want the bacteria building up, or it can cause you to get sinus infections or develop colds and things. So with the machine, you can now just clean it.
And of course the big deal used to be is when you traveled, it used to be a problem, but we actually have some machines here, as I get cameraman Clint to take a look at these things. And these things can now travel with you, and they're very small, can actually fit right in your suitcase, and you don't have a problem when you're on the road.
That's right. Now they've come out with this travel CPAP machines. Like I said earlier, they're the size of a soda can, so very easy to travel, just throw in your bag and go. You know, with flying or taking cruises, you're limited to how much stuff you can bring with you, so using these travel CPAPs takes up a lot less space.
Now, in fact, one of them there, the gray one there, it actually can also serve as a humidifying device as well, so you would actually get the moisture that you would get even on your home machine.
Correct. The Air Mini machine here, it does come with a little heat moisture exchange, which provides that humidity just as your standard CPAP at home would provide.
So if a person wanted to see more about this, where can they find out more?
So you will come by our store. We're Equipped for Life, located on the Dual Highway. We're at 525 Dual Highway here in Hagerstown.
Well, Kelly, I want to thank you for taking time to appear on our program.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
More from Contemporary Retirement after these messages.
The Community Foundation, through its scholarship programs and through its strategic grants, has been a positive influence for change.
Last year, change in Frederick County was influenced thanks to nearly 1,800 caring donors. Everyone can help. Your influence is key.
Help us proactively focus on where we need to be investing our energy in the future.
Albright, Crumbacher, Mal & Eitel are a full-service firm that provides elder care services, including managing incoming bills, bill payment, depositing checks, balancing bank statements, and preparing, planning, and filing personal tax returns. Put your mind at ease and call us today.
Welcome to the Making Sense feature on Contemporary Retirement. Making Sense focuses on the financial issues affecting the retirement community. With me today, Sandra Miller, Senior Vice President of the Family Heritage Trust Company. Welcome to the show, Sandy.
Thanks for inviting me, Michael.
You know, Sandy, in marketing, one of the great challenges, and people tell you it's an absolute no-no, is to try to teach somebody a new word.
Oh, correct.
But in reality, that word that we want the public to understand, fiduciary, is absolutely the essence of the Family Heritage Trust Company.
That's correct. And what we are is a fiduciary, which means we have to work in the client's best interest, not in ours. So if there's something that the client needs and we present it to them and it's something that they actually can take advantage of and actually needs, we do that. But if it's just a commissioned item, which we do not sell, it's not something that a fiduciary should be doing.
Well, and part of the problem with many of the commission products out there, financial services products, it's almost impossible to figure out what's getting paid on it.
That's correct, because there's a lot of embedded fees that clients would have to read a 45-page prospectus to understand.
And some of them are just flat out not disclosed.
That's true, and you have to be very careful in the questions you ask of the person that's quote-unquote selling it to you.
So as a fiduciary, do you have any hidden commissions, any hidden charges?
No, we don't sell anything with commissions, nor do we have any hidden charges. We only charge a management fee for all of the services that we provide.
And one of the interesting things is that people sometimes think that you're more expensive because they're actually seeing the fee as opposed to the hidden embedded fees that are actually many times substantially greater.
That's correct. And sometimes when I point that out to prospective clients, I ask them if they understand all of the different mutual funds that they have fees, and all of the annuities they have fees, and so on. And a lot of them say all of this stuff must be free. And well,
they're operating big charities, right?
That's not accurate.
Well, you know, you've added an additional service model to the clients recently, and that you have a certified financial planner on staff today. But unlike most of the certified financial planners we see where they are still selling products with embedded fees, are there any fees embedded with using Family Heritage Certified Financial Planner?
No, that's a service that we offer to our clients that's complimentary. We do not charge any additional fee to use that service, and the Certified Financial Planner is available by appointment, and he can be contacted at our office between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m.
And in fact, they will also look at if you had a previous one that was, you know, perhaps you're concerned as to whether it's in date or not, and then they can help you review that as well.
Yes, he'll review any old financial plans that you may have from a previous planner who might have sold you that plan.
And one of the interesting things is that part of that consulting may involve the need to purchase some additional insurance, but the company doesn't sell those. It will never be sold by Family Heritage. It would just be a consultative basis to help you identify what your needs are.
Yes, we would bring to your attention what you should have, what you need in order to accomplish the financial plan, but we don't sell the product. We can make recommendations of what is appropriate for you at a particular time in your life.
And so it's once again consistent with the same investment advisory service. It's done on a fiduciary basis. It has absolutely no embedded products, no embedded commissions, not any intent to try to extract anything from the client.
That's correct. We are a fee-based, and that is a fee for everything, fee-based only independent trust company.
All right, and which means it's bank chartered.
Yes, it's a bank chartered, non-depository, so we don't take deposits, we don't sell you a credit card, independent trust company.
And I think most importantly, because you're a fiduciary, you have clients come in with some of these products that they've purchased, and sometimes clients are quite surprised when you tell them, really can't cash that in yet. Even though it would make the company more money, it's not in the client's interest.
Yes, there are a number of clients I've spoken with over my career with Family Heritage that have investments in certain areas that are appropriate and or if sold could cause some significant fees, surrender charges, and taxes. So we advise them not to do anything because we don't want to injure the client financially.
So it may be an incremental change just simply because of the costs involved with making those transfers, or if they have a stock that has huge capital gains in it, you might just simply say we got to work ourselves out of that holding. We're not going to just recognize it all in one year.
Yes, we have a client that we're doing exactly that with, so we don't create huge capital gains.
Sandy, as always, thanks for taking time to appear on the program.
My pleasure, Michael.
Thank you from Contemporary Retirement.
Remember a more carefree time? Leave your insurance worries to us. Write Gardner. Call or visit our website to learn how we can make insurance simple and more affordable.
These days, it seems like everything's online, and filling out claim forms and receiving and paying bills online isn't always easiest. That's why we at Quality First Insurance encourage you to just give us a call. Let us help.
Hi there, I'm Paul Sweeney with Quality First Insurance, and it's still just as simple. Our offices are open every weekday where you'll be able to call and speak to real, live people.
No detail was missed. I'm so glad that I turned to Quality First Insurance.
I've recommended Quality First Insurance to my friends who've been just as satisfied.
If you're not happy with what you're paying for Medigap, or more importantly, not happy with your service, give us a try. We're locally owned, and we take the time to provide you with the best. We are Quality First Insurance, and our mission is to provide quality products to quality people. Pick up the phone and give us a call today at 800-745-1411.